When I was reading the word today in Matthew 14, verses 10 through 14 really stood out to me in a profound way that I hadn't noticed before when reading this prior several times. So I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to read the verses and then kind of dive into what I felt like the Lord was speaking to me. It says, "So John was beheaded in the prison, and his head was brought on a tray and given to the girl who took it to her mother. Later, John's disciples came for his body and buried it. Then they went and told Jesus what had happened. As soon as Jesus heard the news, he left in a boat to a remote area to be alone. But the crowds heard where he was headed and followed on foot from many towns. Jesus saw the huge crowd as he stepped from the boat, and he had compassion on them and healed their sick." The first thing that stood out to me was Jesus left to go be alone after hearing what happened to him, hearing what happened to John. And I know that really grieved him. Even though God is all knowing and he knows what's going to happen, he still really grieves things in life that are not right. And he grieves alongside us, and he's near the brokenhearted. And the next thing that really stood out to me was in verse 14. While Jesus was wanting to take some alone time, he had compassion for others and took the time to serve them and to love them. He took the time to care for them, even in his time of deep grieving. And that really honestly stuck out to me, because I believe that even when we are grieving, our heart of compassion for others can still be alive. To be honest, I've noticed that sometimes serving others is just what blesses me the most in times of grief. It can be really tempting to isolate or feel like you don't have the energy to help others when you're grieving. But in Proverbs 11:25, it says, "A generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will they themselves be refreshed." So I don't know if you've ever noticed this before, but when you're helping somebody else and you were feeling heavy before, all of a sudden you feel lighter, you feel happier, you feel more rejuvenated, you feel like genuinely joyful and so much more elevated. Well, you know, I just feel like part of our calling in life anyway is to be in the game, to always be aware of others, to be in a position to be available to minister. And how amazing is it that when we are ministering to others, even when we're grieving, that we are that much better off?